Swift will use Ripple/XRP via ACI Worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our new video. Rock has an indirect relationship with Ripple and XRP. I plan to connect these dots today, if not tomorrow. Are you all set for this well strap? You can make this stuff up, Federal Reserve, because we're going to talk about Swift, Ripple, MasterCard, and BlackRock. Let's get started with the video. Swift Compatible Application Finder on Swift's website gives the Swift Compatible Application criteria a listen. They are just concerned with compatibility with relevant Swift services and products. They do not certify, ensure, or guarantee the application's resilience, performance, overall quality, usability, or scalability. Sportness and other characteristics. Swift is simply bringing everyone on board, much like a network, with a disclaimer that they do not guarantee the app's resiliency. Are you prepared for this because it will be a plug-in system? We have a Swift Financial Institution Application Profile, ACI Worldwide, in here since you can see the date is April 21st, and then another Swift Compatible application from ACI Worldwide, okay. When we go into another Swift GPI compatibility, we have FIS Payment Hub, and FIS is also partnered with Ripple, and this is 100% of what they were talking about in yesterday's video. Every day, $10 trillion is processed. Therefore, when I talk about the $1 trillion that we process every night, ACI Worldwide handles about $14 trillion in payments and securities each day, and thousands of the world's leading financial institutions and intermediaries, as well as thousands of worldwide merchants, rely on ACI. Things are about to get large, with Wittenscherer as a longtime Ripple partner since 2015. Are you keeping up with me? If you are Robobank, click the like button to modernize payment possibilities with ACI Worldwide. This was back in 2017 when Robobank joined with Finastra Payments Service Hub for cross-border payments. Finastra has been a Ripple partner since 2015. They changed their name. They were formerly known as DNH. If we look back to this article from 2015, DNH works with Ripple to develop innovative payment capabilities and lay the groundwork for future disruptive payments. Innovation. I don't think people realize how important Ripple and his digital asset XRP will be for this new financial infrastructure. It's going to get even better because BlackRock increased positions and ownership in ACI Worldwide back in 2017. What led them to do this, as you can see in Q1 2017, was when they went haywire. Okay, they just went crazy and just flooded at ACI Global in ownership, and to add to that, they knew ACI Worldwide would bring in more revenue. Their time range in the future is 102 years, not 3 to 4 years. This is how BlackRock, a multi-billion-dollar investment firm, views its investments. It is not short-term, but rather long-term, which is why ACI Worldwide has been working with Ripple for quite some time. BlackRock is aware of this, therefore I'm putting it out there for everyone to see how Ripple is linked. The task team for Speedier Payment has arrived. January of this year, this is from the Federal Reserve, and they are emphasizing. ACI Global a Ripple is a platform that enables providers to make real-time decisions. They will collaborate on payments, ACI, globally, and Ripple. This is on ACI's and Swift's websites. ACI supports real-time systems all around the world, using DLT Ripple as an example. It wasn't a DeFi. It wasn't, a publicly accessible ledger. It was a CL. Because the ledger was not spread, the entire cornerstone of what crypto is intended to be is a distributed ledger that is across the system where there is a need, whether it's a Libra or not. Something else to help democratize currency exchange even better is a blockchain in your future. Pay attention to this section. This is enormous. Ripple was among the early blockchains. 153. JP Morgan was sued by Ripple to buy time. Take note of what they said. Startups focused on settlement mechanisms ISM and teamed with UBS Santa and Standard Charter. You can see why this is significant. Do you recall the article from yesterday's CEO of ONX, Mr. Umar Farouk, who has worked at JP Morgan for over 15 years? Listen to what he said. It's not because JP Morgan wants to disrupt itself for fun, but because there is a fear that if it doesn't, it will be disrupted by the likes of startups, and I rephrased it yesterday and said Ripple instead of startups. Because that is precisely what it is, and this only confirms it. We have ACI globally stating that Ripple is one of the first important companies, which is what JP Morgan was afraid of, as you can see. They didn't want Ripple participating because they wanted to disrupt the DLT industry themselves, but folks, Ripple is in it for the long haul, and you're not stopping. And this becomes even better with MasterCard and ACR globally. You see what MasterCard did in 2021, and I've been calling MasterCard and working with Ripple for months now. Partnerships, both direct and indirect, are critical to keep an eye on what's going on here. MasterCard partnered with ACI Worldwide. They were indirectly utilizing and seeing how the Ripple technology was working behind the scenes, but they didn't want to make it public until 2023, when MasterCard came out and said, "We are partnering up with Ripple for a CBC sandbox." And as you can see, here are the sandbox ripples. UCANT TELME XRP won't EXCE to $50. YL. Included, this only scratches the surface. With this Ripple, I'm only scraping the surface. Then there's Worldwide, which was one of the first providers to accept FedNow payments. I'm curious why ACR Worldwide, a global leader in mission-critical real-time payment solutions, announced today that it is among the first in the payment industry to complete testing and certification for the Fed, now serving the Federal Reserve's new instant payment offering to launch this July. This is only the tip of the iceberg. I recognize you. We're all undoubtedly asking why the price of XP hasn't changed, even though what they're making is far more valuable. BISHUB as TLLINEU that they need XRP. Much larger than any of us could have imagined. Remember what I said about mindset, dumb. And how, just like in 1794, when the stock market first began, no one could have predicted where it would end up today, with over $100 trillion. However, the crypto industry will be even more interesting since, in technology, it can surely be too early to produce a product that the world is simply not ready for. The outro to get or the infrastructure to make that product as successful as it could be isn't in place. So the first mover does not always win. Sometimes they are too early, and the last one is mentality. I believe this is such a paradigm shift that it will be difficult for most people in our industry to comprehend what I just described in my first response. The potential of that technology, because we're so used to what we do today that we sometimes don't tend to be open or to look at what the potential could be in a very open-minded way. And I believe that will also be changed through education. I'm talking about a $5 trillion market valuation for XRP, which is nothing. $14 trillion in ACI Worldwide. JP Morgan is mentioning $1 trillion. Every night, we received the BIS Innovation Hub over-the-counter FX trades at $8 trillion. Those three alone are pushing $30 trillion in 24-hour volume. I haven't even brought it into SWIFT. There is a lot of value in the tokenized securities in the clearinghouse. Property investment, oh my god, the list is endless. We're relocating. People. Value predicts how we can assist you in adapting and implementing various forms of value with an emphasis on interoperability. SWIFT is working across the industry on numerous proofs of concept with banks, central banks, market infrastructures, and regulators, and is closely examining emerging trends in areas such as central bank, digital currencies, tokenized assets, where we recently announced some groundbreaking work, and the linking of market infrastructure to explore how it can support interoperability and enable the seamless flow of value, just like the way we communicate today, but it's done on the blockchain. Things are going to be extremely tremendous, and the fact that the price of XRP has been trading sideways for this long is a very, very good thing, as I say from time to time. This is what they mean. There will come a point where this item spikes at $100, and the spread will be roughly $110 back to $100. The price of XRP will continue to fluctuate, but to make cross-border payments or simply transfer value from one end to the other, a reliable bridge currency is required. Technology that may manage trillions of dollars in transactions and the use of XRP as a bribe currency. As a result, the value must be significant, and the spread of $100 to $110 is extremely attainable and doable. Ripple is everywhere, even down below. You are not stopping it. They are remaining mute, and we will return with another video. We began developing ripples on the assumption that crypto liquidity would someday be capable of supporting robust worldwide payments and huge payments. Ripple. The network was created so that clients who see the benefits of our fiber-based network may move to ODL once the market matured, which is exactly what is happening. Switch. I believe what we're constructing has, solved a real problem, and I believe all of the tokens are valid. If actual utility and real value are being supplied to a real consumer, my suggestion to everyone would be to comprehend the utility. The token will be valuable.